2018. What a year. It all started with buying the property behind us here. That happened back in June. Came with the house and the shed behind me. Everything else was just nothing, just woods. And we had a goal to turn it into a small farm. When we first came out here, we were focused primarily on getting the animals secured, and I wanted to get some crops in the ground to find out what actually grew in this acidic soil. And back over here, took some trees that had already fallen and made a little stepped garden. Bob! Bob's over here, disturbing their afternoon nap. And we couldn't really grow any fruited crops. We did really well with greens. We gotta add lime to the soil. 2019 is gonna be phase 2. Compost pile. That's our third one in 6 months. Just constantly turn it every 2 days, weather permitting. So when we first moved up here, the first goal was to get the animals secured. And that was for the ducks. We knew when we first saw this property, we envisioned this little ditch to be the duck home, the duck pen. I knew I was going to build little trellis steps like you see over here. Oops, sorry, over here. To help control the erosion, because ducks do have a tendency of packing down the earth. But they've all adapted well. We only lost one during the move and one when we moved up here. And as you can see, they're all just chilling out in their pen. We gave them a fenced in area with a tarp over it when we first moved in. We needed to build them a pen. We built that out of a typical pallet design with hog wire over the top for a roof and a tarp. Zip tied down to the top of that. Yeah, it was probably $125 total to get that put in. Then there were these guys, which I'm not allowed to kill. They're Bobby's pigs. Hey guys. You got anything to say to the camera? Huh? When supper time, it's coming. It's coming. So a friend of ours gave us a steel cage. The top opens up. Put a IBC toad inside of that. Stuffed it full of hay. Wrapped it in plastic, but of course you can see the hogs don't really care. They'll eat through it. We gave them a little tarp for an awning. That keeps the predators out, keeps them safe, keeps them out of the wind, and keeps them warm. And so, for Bobby's sake, we put them up here on the top. That was once a parking area. And from there it transitions down to steps I put in to the duck door. Allows me to get in and out of the duck pen. This is the duck pen. I haven't collected the eggs today yet. I'll take you in real quick. Yeah, this is the first room. It's about 8 by 8, and I can stand up in it. Got a little gate there that we can use to close things off if need be. Even though the ducks have nesting boxes, they have a tendency of just putting their eggs wherever. We already caught some of the Muscovy hens looking for places to nest, so we got a feeling that in the next 3 months they're going to be up underneath the rabbit shed. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. This is the big area. You imagine 56 ducks hang out in here. And down over here we have crust oyster shell and granite. That's for the hens and the drakes. They're choosing. See what I mean? They just lay eggs everywhere. That's 9. Nesting box is empty, oh, one in the nesting boxes. So we've been averaging between 8 and 10 eggs a day. Oh, we got a friend who's coming to visit. Gracie, out! That's the duck coop. It's 20 feet long. 25 feet long, sorry. And about 10 feet wide. And the only thing I had to do was I dug out the earth down over here, make things level. Gave them a little duck door right there that opens and closes. And they've been happy campers since. Then we also knew, because we're up here at 4,000 feet, it's colder, we needed more hay. Well, we built this quick hay barn the week of Thanksgiving. It was one of the few dry weeks up here. And we got big enough for 2 rolls. It's only a little 12 by 8 layout. Put some of the yard tools in here. I'm gonna replace this plastic tarp with a sliding door from there over, which will be nice. Just haven't gotten to it yet. It's not in the budget. Working down at the sawmill, I get all the sawdust shavings I need. No charge, byproduct. Animals love it. If you have one nearby and you have animals, even dogs, it's free. If they want to get rid of the stuff, they're lucky if they can sell it. So, can't complain. Over here is the first garden I put in, again from fallen logs, trees that were already down when we moved in. It's 27 by 7. Yeah, it's doing quite well. There's a lot of greens in there right now. We're going to put a second one over where that wood is down at the other end. And then a small half-size one. And that's going to be it for the plastic tunnels. We'll have those for summer and winter use year-round. I got to drop these eggs off. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, 9, right in the middle. The other thing we needed to do when we came in here was get the farm back on the rainwater system like we had prior to moving. And we got these 275-gallon IBC totes. Wrap them in tarps. It does 2 things. Dark color absorbs sunlight, so it keeps the water warm. Keeps the water dark on the inside. No algae growth. And the way everything's built here, it was a pretty simple adaptation. And do is change out the spigot, the spout. There's the other one. So also working at the sawmill, we got all the firewood we wanted, fortunately and gratefully at no charge. All we had to do was bring it up, so that was convenient. Over here is a key garden I'm putting in for Bobby. Again, out of fallen trees. You can see some in the back there I've taken down. I just got to cut them. And this is all gonna be done before end of January. But right here behind me here is gonna be another one. Then I'm gonna have a path here going over to my tiered garden. I also am gonna double up my tiered garden and double the size of that. And over here, a little bit raised bed. Continue the opening hole, the keyhole of our key garden. Then step that all down. We'll have a nice little 4-foot path so we can get in and out of here with the wagon and get some gravel in here. And that's going to be all hers. That's going to be her key garden. Majority of it will get, I don't know, 7 to 8 hours of sunlight, full sun a day. Hey guys! Feed me! So everything's a bit of a mess out of whack. You start in the middle of a project and then all of a sudden something throws a knuckleball at you. As was the case when we had probably our last big storm of the year on Thursday. See, from Wednesday to Thursday, 24 hours, it blew 50 miles an hour and it didn't let up. And you know, just like you feel a gentle breeze in the day, during the day, this was just a constant 50-mile-an-hour wind with gusts for a day, 24 hours. You know, as you saw, everything held, nothing blew around. But our sow had a little surprise for us and didn't bother to give us any indication of what was to come. Followed by the windstorm. It was 24 hours of deluge, raining and flooding all down below. There's a view looking down. Down. So I really didn't see her for a day and a half. Even though I tried calling her out once. I knew she was in there because I could hear her fighting with the boar because we had them together. Well, anyways, found out Friday night she had a litter. We weren't prepared, period. I mean, I built them a structure to get him through the winter. Now all of a sudden I found myself having to build a structure for him to separate him from her. So behind me is an old skidder trail. That's going to be the next pen. Got the fencing and all that sitting here. We decided after this experience is we're going to build them a barn very similar to the duck pen. Step over here. It's going to be rough going. We turned the last 24 hours. We had to add on a little condo for our boar, Quasi. Keep him away from Penny, the sow, and the piglets. And we just did, you know, a little makeshift structure that, you know, if I can get to march with this without it tearing up, I'll be happy. That'll give me enough time to build what I want to build right over here, where it's a little bit wider and flatter. I'll put up a gate and we'll have the two pastures that I had originally planned it. So, I'll get into here. Here is our new hog pen. Quasi gets all this now. Don't you, boy? Huh? Don't you, boy? Oh, you little sweetheart. Huh? You're the daddy. You're the daddy. Yes, you are. Yeah. He's Quasimodo because of his ear. It's like somebody stepped on it when he was a puppy. A piglet. So we built him this little 4x5 bachelor pad. Right? Bachelor pad. And mind you, there's a foot of mud in this thing, so I gotta be careful holding the camera and all, and it'll fall in. Let's go see if we can sneak up on Mommy. Look. Look. That's the first one running around. It's a little boy. He's got his daddy's stripes. He's got his daddy's stripes. Say hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Hi. Huh? What else you got going on in there? Let me see. I'll stick you in there. Maybe we'll capture something. Hi, Mama. Okay. Well, that was a surprise. There's 4 of them little buggers in there. Ugh. Excuse me. So, yeah, Penny decided to have a litter of piglets without telling us. Didn't send us a text or anything. She's like, surprise! So for this year, 2018, we have our first litter of piglets, 4 of them. We hatched out 32 Muscovy chicks. Bobby's had wonderful success with her rabbits. So going into 2019, we got this hog pen. It's plenty big, plenty of room. It's not wide. To give us the opportunity to get everyone situated. Yeah, I got 8 weeks before I gotta pull those piglets off Mom. So I got till the end of February. Get that put in. Really is blessed country up here. All you hear is the creeks behind you. Over here, for 2019, I'm going to put in a second fence down through here. It's not as steep. I'm going to put a little animal stall down there. And I'm going to bring in some goats. Not many, but we do have the grass down the quarter-mile driveway where they can graze. So there'll be plenty for them to munch on when they get up here. We can just move them over to alfalfa hay and grain next winter. So we're going to try goats. Got a lot of gardening plans to do. I'm going to try potatoes. Give you some kind of idea of where we just walked. Green tarp over here. That's the new hog pen I just built. And we just walked down here. Oh, down along there. And we just came up the middle. And that is an old skidder road. Eventually that'll turn into a put some gravel on that so I can get up and down a little easier. And of course I built Bobby's rabbit pen. thing's resting on this beam. It's lashed to 2 trees. Kind of gives you a rocking boat on the ocean sensation when the wind's howling. Got this little 2x6 in the center just to keep things level. And just got the rafters and these brackets. The whole roof slides, well, the beam slides underneath the whole roof. And of course I attached hog panels. We doubled up on the plastic, so we get 8mm plastic as a weather barrier. It keeps the wind directly off the rabbits, keeps it down below, blows the smell out so it doesn't smell too bad in here at times. These guys there are on there last night with us. They're going to be called tomorrow morning. Then we have the moms, our new little buck she picked up last week. It's mother-daughter there. They're sharing right now until we have some vacancy. So yeah, this is a duck pond we picked up at a farm auction for $8, and I'm going to do something with that in the spring for the ducks, so they have more access to play water. But yeah, there's the. Fix that a little bit. There you go. That's Bobby's little duck pen, and when we moved in here, this was just a slope, literally just a. And 2 things I had to do was level the shed out, because they'd been there for probably 16 years, and just over time that corner was 7 inches down from the front block. I brought everything back up square, came in with a shovel and dug a little 90, built that little mini deck because it drops off big time over there, and that's attached to a tree that the beam's attached to on the outside. And yeah, just through, you know, bringing in hay, bringing in mulch, rabbit poop, and the earth's built up. We got plastic liners on this side to collect the poop for maintenance, ease of maintenance, and we got to do the same thing on this side. You know, if I had the money, I'd just concrete it right in, make 2 chutes, and just hose it down with rainwater once a week, but it's not what we have to work with, so we're going to work with what we have. So anyways, 2018 has been quite a year for us. We've been very, very, very blessed. I'll show you one more thing. 2019, I know Bobby's chomping at the bit to get into that seed catalog. This is my little doohickey of a, there you go. That's our crane. We always joked about putting in a crane and a slide off the deck. Makes it easier since the wood stove's on the 2nd floor, and just hoist up the firewood that way and hoist up groceries that way. You don't have to go through the house. So there's a top view of the ducks, hogs. Big mountain in the background. Tennessee up over there. So with any luck, we're going to have a prosperous 2019. We know we can grow protein. Now we're going to see if we can grow vitamins and minerals and out of vegetables and fruit. So that's going to be our primary focus for the next year. Oh, escape artists. They're flying out. It's getting near that time. What you doing, Mama? They fly right out of the duck pen up into here. They go into the rabbit pen. So anyways, we'll put this as the last video for 2018. We're going to try and post one a week. Keep people up to date with what we're doing here at the Scovey Landing Farm. Talk to you then. God bless.